Hello, my slimes, welcome back. Today I'll be doing a mini review of my Ahri game against PantsAreDragon to show you guys how I completely destroyed him throughout the game and to show you how you also can take advantage of these things that I am. I want to try to do this format more where I do some mini reviews. Hopefully you guys enjoy the format more and let me know what you think about it. So, the lane opens up in a very normal way for Ahri versus Rumble. Usually Ahri can push the first couple of levels. She usually will be a little bit weaker around level 4, and then once she gets her lost chapter and gets level 7, she just starts blowing up the wave before Rumble can respond and she will roam. So you'll see here, I push out the first 2 waves. This is completely fine. Rumble is playing very passively. He's giving up minions, otherwise I would have harassed him a little bit more. And immediately after I kill this minion, I wonder if I can harass the Rumble under tower, but he plays very safe, so I'm like, okay, nothing to accomplish here, so instead I go for a very standard ward on the enemy bot side. We know that Jarvan started top side, and that is about that, yeah. And now it's just back to laning, and the wave will bounce into me, and we see the Jarvan. So here we skip to around 1 minute later, where Rumble has crashed and now has a roam timer, and now is roaming down to help Jarvan secure the scuttle. Here I decide to try to follow the roam. In reality I should have just stayed mid lane and just chilled and farmed, and here I look at my Milo and I want to 9x this guy, because how do we die to this Rumble roam when we had vision on everyone? I am of the belief that I am now getting completely win traded and this guy is just griefing my game. But anyway, I will look to stack up this wave and then look to crash it and then look to get either a reset out or go for roam on the top side scuttle to help Hecarim trade scuttles. But notice that after Rumble pushes out the wave, he gets a roam timer, and now I get to push out the wave, so I get a roam timer so I can secure Jarvan the scuttle. And also, I am last hitting like an absolute dog in this clip, so don't look at that yet. But now we secure Jarvan the scuttle and then we go back to regular laning. This is a very instructive moment. The wave is bouncing back into me and Rumble decides to leave. A lot of players might try to push here, but what is actually better to do is just hold the wave and let it continue coming back into me. If Rumble does not get anything off of this roam, he has just lost an entire wave. If I push this wave, Rumble will be able to come back to the lane and catch the wave. But now he's going to lose an entire wave and have the lane in a pretty bad spot. So that's why I don't just immediately push the wave. Unless you want to push and make a counterplay on the other side of the map. But I decided there's nothing I can do otherwise, or other than just deny Rumble minions. So that's what I decided to do. Coming back to lane after my first base, I have my lost chapter in hand, and I am now ready to just fast push every wave as level 9 Ahri does, or level 7 Ahri does. Here I notice that the Gragas is low HP, so I move up to collect my free kill. Very important, just pay attention to the map, and sometimes you can just run into free kills like this, like I just did on the Gragas, where I didn't do anything special, but just got a free kill because, well, he was low HP. And back to shoving mid lane like we do. So while I'm on my reset and coming back to lane, having just spent all of my gold, I see that my team is diving bot lane, and I think to myself, well, these guys are completely griefing the entire game, right? I ask myself, can I run down here to help them? And the answer is a resounding hell no. There's no way I'm making it down there, and there's no way I'll be having an impact. So instead, I just sit back, I push out mid lane, and I'm like, okay, can I make a play on the other side of the map? So I will look top lane, and then I will see if I can make a play. And the answer is probably no. So now I decide to run bot lane instead, because I don't want to gank the Gragas. It's very unlikely that it's going to work. I decide to roam bot side because the enemy team is also quite low HP. I wonder if the Jarvan is going to start up the dragon. He does not. Instead, I see my Hecarim engaging bot lane on the minimap. So I look down here. I see the Jarvan is here. I go for the Lulu, catch a free kill on her, go to the Jarvan, completely miss my charm like an absolute boosted dog, throw my ignite on him, and then just get a free kill. And now I have collected 3 free kills on Ahri, and now I am absolutely ready to game it out of my mind. So I run back to mid lane, kill the Rumble again here, because Rumble decided that he wanted to go for a 1v4 play. I'm sitting in out of vision, so Rumble can't see me as easily. He flashes onto me, and I just immediately charm him, saving the Hecarim. And now we get the dragon as well. I return to my lane, I push it out, and I go for my reset. Very important, push out your wave and go for your reset. And now we will get back out onto the map again. So here, I see my Hecarim fighting the Jarvan. I decide to go for this play. E-flash, very good play by me. Unfortunately, I thought my Hecarim had a little bit more damage. I actually end up completely griefing this play by switching my aggro to Rumble after I thought that the Jarvan was dead. And I end up getting my Hecarim killed. And I will also end up dying for this because I'm greeding in lane and I end up missing everything, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. Let's see if this happens. I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, right here. Rumble goes to the side, I miss my charm, I miss my Everfrost, and Rumble just dives me. And there's not a whole lot I can do about this. Once I miss those 2 skill shots, it's just over for me. I end up trading back anyway, so it's not awful, but that was pretty bad played by me, I'm gonna be honest. Here we secure the Herald. I use my mid priority to hover towards where my Hecarim is. I am just staying in the middle of the lane. We know that Jarvan is actually on our Wolves right now. PantsAreDragon is trying to do a little bit of a cross map while we're taking Herald. He wants to take our bot side. Unfortunately, he has no members to help him out, like no teammates. Rumble is getting shoved in. Bot lane is not helping him. He goes for a very cool outplay here, but just doesn't work, and I get to pick up another kill. Rumble very intelligently decides to go topside and trade for Irelia. That was good play by Rumble, showcasing that whenever I move bot side, Rumble has an opportunity to move topside. He doesn't necessarily have to follow my play. He can go for a cross map. This, however, does mean that now I ping my Hecarim to come mid lane and use Herald, because Rumble just recalled. I saw that on the map. So I know that no one is here to defend the tower, so I just Herald mid lane, grab the tower, try to get a second charge going. And now I get no-scoped in the face by an Ashe ult. I wasn't expecting this. Obviously, you can see that I have my ult up, so I should have been able to dodge it. But these old boomer coach hands are not made for making outplays happen, right? So sometimes you're just a bit of a noob, and that's okay. Next, I see a fight happening on the bot side, and I again think to myself, surely my Milo is not griefing, right, guys? Surely she's not getting PayPal'd by someone on the enemy team going 0-5 and my Seri going 0-2. Surely I am not getting griefed, right, guys? Is what I'm thinking to myself in my head. At this moment, I'm thinking, wow, this is going to be a pretty hard game because the enemy Rumble is collecting a lot of shutdowns. He's getting a lot of kills. And my champion is not super useful, but Hecarim is fed. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be playing more of a supportive setup this game as well. There's not a lot of targets on the enemy team to one-shot for me. I just need to CC them, and then my teammates will follow up. I just need to create an opening for my Hecarim and my Irelia, and then they will carry the game. So that's why you see me going Glacial into Horizon Focus as well. So that is why I'm building this game. Here we have a very, very instructional moment. I want you guys to pay attention to this. So notice my Hecarim is doing Drake. I have swept this area, and I am now sitting at the point where the enemy has to cross through if they want to contest this Drake. Because if they're gonna walk through here, I'm gonna find someone, and I'm gonna land a one-shot on them. And if they don't walk through there, we just get a free dragon, right? So set yourself up at a point where the enemy has to walk through to contest an objective, and then you're just gonna win. And here we have a fight playing out. I don't have any cooldowns, so I have to play it pretty slowly. I can't go in. I now get my charm up. I'm like, okay, well, this Gragas is here. I miss my charm, unfortunately, because I'm boosted. My Irelia flashes over, and I'm like, okay, well, she needs help, otherwise she's just gonna die here. So I flash in to help her. Unfortunately, she still dies. Here you can see autopathing is doing wonders for me. Jarvan's ult just cuts off the entire escape route. I think if I instantly started running, I would have been fine. Also, in my head here, I'm wondering, where the fuck is my Hecarim? I think he was just pushing bot lane, doing a little bit of split pushing Hecarim situation, which, yeah, you know, I don't think is optimal, but respect. He comes in and picks up a double kill, and now we're in a very good spot in the game. This is also a very instructional moment. I have just pushed out the top wave, and now I instantly want to move to try to see if I can make something happen on mid lane. There's no reason to try to split push that much, especially when I know that someone is going to catch the top wave. So you can see I sit around the wings right here, waiting for the enemy bot lane. I'm like, okay, enemy bot lane will come contest the mid wave. I see a fight is happening, so I immediately try to move behind them. I get Ashe ulted in the face, jump in, miss the charm. Now Jarvan jumps in, tries to fight. I'm like, okay, time to get out of here. I got the Jarvan ult, that was all I really wanted. I don't really want to fight this anymore. I don't have my ult, but I think we end up fighting it anyway. I go back to pushing mid lane, because I don't have anything. And yeah, we just end up not doing anything. I run top lane here. Now this is a very cool moment. Pants was fuming on stream. I watched it back after this. So I'm top lane here. I have ult up. I know Jarvan is topside, but I also know that Jarvan thinks my ult is down. So I ult out here. He thinks that my ult is going to be on cooldown. So he goes for this play, and he ends up getting caught by it. And he ends up dying. We can now follow up, kill the Gragas as well, kill the Lulu, and now we end up getting Baron, and this is basically where we win the game. Because Jarvan didn't track my ult cooldown. And I knew that he would not know that my ult was already up. Because it's a very short cooldown. It's 40 seconds if I wait the maximum duration. It's like 60 seconds usually. But if I space it out properly, it's 40 seconds. It makes it feel like it's very short. Because people usually don't consider the fact that Ahri ult's cooldown starts as she casts it, I'm pretty sure. Not as the cooldown finish, or not as the spell finishes, which is very cool to know. And remember what I told you guys earlier about sitting right where the enemy has to cross to contest an objective? Here, we're sitting in the mid lane brush. The enemy has to walk through this area if they want to contest the dragon. So I'm just sitting here, waiting for someone to cross. I see the Jarvan. He just used his flag. I'm noting this in my head. He doesn't have flag, so I immediately go on him. His escape route is cut off. He doesn't have any way of getting out. We land a free kill on him. At this point, I mean, the Jarvan is dead, and my team just ends up killing everyone else here. I look for the Rumble here. He flashes away. My charm is going into Narnia. Different completely dimension is the worst aimed skill shot I've ever fired, but it's fine. I will just flash in, collect these kills, and now I actually land a skill shot for the first time in my life and end up getting a kill for it. And at this point, the game is very much so in our hands. Here again, I'm sitting in a position where the enemy team has to walk through if they want to come up and contest the Irelia, right? I'm sitting out of vision, having swept the area, and the enemy has to run through there if they want to contest the Irelia. Now, the Irelia immediately recalls, my Hecarim ends up getting caught and has to ult out, and now we're in a little bit of a dubious situation, right? Because, well, what am I going to do without Hecarim ult and without my Irelia? I'm immediately looking at Jarvan and think I can one-shot him because he has no flag again. I find the one-shot on him, which is very good. Now I look for the Gragas. I just look for any other target that I can find, try to aim for the Ashe there. I unfortunately miss because I'm completely boosted. But at this point, we just go for a dive. We look for the enemy backline. My ult is up again. I look for the Ashe. I miss everything. I decide that Ashe is already out of the fight, so let me move over to this part right here, see if I can find some more kills. I find the Jarvan with my charm as well, I'm pretty sure. No, I aim for the Ashe. That was a very cool moment. I think if I played it a bit cleaner, maybe I could have sold it. I think I turned around a little bit too early, so the Ashe recognized I could target her. But I thought I would be able to catch both. And yeah, at this point, we just end the game, and yeah, that's how you demolish PantsAreDragon. Just as simple as that, guys. Anyone can do it.